Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Friday, September 8, 2023. The Financial Investigations Division, FID, is clarifying that its investigation of the SSL fraud allegations is not being funded by tax revenue. In a press statement from the Ministry of Finance yesterday, the FID said it was using the proceeds of assets confiscated under Jamaica's proceeds of crime legislation, essentially funds arising from the confiscation of ill-gotten gains. The FID adds that these ill-gotten gains are held in an interest-bearing account under its control as Jamaica's asset recovery agency. Speaking specifically to $300 million reported as part of the agency's budgetary documents, the FID says the amount is not just to fund extraordinary expenses incurred in the SSL fraud investigation. It also includes money to expand the building occupied by the FID as the entity doubles in size from an establishment of 90-plus staff positions to a staff complement of over 193 positions. This is part of the country's efforts to improve its investigative and confiscatory capacity with respect to financial crimes. As it regards the Stocks and Securities Limited SSL investigation, the FID says due to the complexity of the matter, specialized resources are having to be deployed to ensure a successful investigation. The Financial Investigation Division insists that it is vitally important for Jamaica that the perpetrators, conspirators, and co-conspirators in the alleged fraudulent schemes at SSL are brought before the Jamaican courts. Coconut farmers and others looking to enter the industry can now obtain free seedlings and fertilizers, as well as weed control grants. This is being given under the Coconut Industry Board CIB's Rehabilitation Planting Program. Chief Technical Director in the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, Orville Palmer, made the announcement as he praised the board for being the main force behind the growth of Jamaica's coconut industry.
Through research and development, the Coconut Industry Board was able to develop varieties and hybrids which are tolerant to some of the most devastating diseases that the industry has faced. As a result of that, we are seeing a 70% reduction in the spread of this deadly virus. The Coconut Industry Board has been providing our farmers with other forms of support, such as incentives.
Mr. Palmer was speaking at a recent function to celebrate World Coconut Day. He urged stakeholders to make use of the various incentives offered by the Coconut Industry Board to promote the sector's continued growth. Students at Exchange All-Age School in St. Anne can expect a better teaching and learning environment soon. Ground was recently broken to begin the construction of 6 new classrooms at the institution. The project will also involve the renovation of existing restrooms, corridors and staircases, the upkeep of culinary facilities, and the installation of a chairlift unit for students with disabilities.
In addition to the construction activities on the building, there will be the following external works: construction of surface drains, drainage, construction of sewage mains, installation of incoming technical distribution lines, installation of LPG lines, meaning gas lines, and enclosure to supply the kitchen, additional outdoor seating.
The work is being carried out as part of the Ministry of Education's Primary and Secondary Infrastructure Program. The minister says the National Education Trust, NET, has a budget of more than $1 billion to complete infrastructure work in schools this year. Ownership documents and the keys to a new house have been handed over to fire victim Sunshine Girls defender Latanya Wilson by Sports Minister Olivia Grange. Wilson and her family were among several people whose homes were destroyed by an early morning blaze on Thursday, August 25, at premises on Rum Lane in downtown Kingston. While presenting the ownership document for a new home yesterday, Minister Grange said Latanya was fully deserving of the support.
She stand out as a player for the Adelaide Thunderbirds in the Australian Sun Corps. Latanya helped the Thunderbirds to the 2023 championships in Australia, and the Sunshine Girls to the bronze medal in the Netball World Cup in South Africa last month.
Through a partnership with the private company Wiccan, the National Housing Trust NHT has placed the 22-year-old and her family on a special lease agreement. Minister Grange says Prime Minister Andrew Holness, who has oversight responsibility for the NHT, considered the initiative very important and insisted on tangible support for the defender and her family. And finally, the Ministry of Sport will be making more than $6 million in direct payments to members of the national team that competed in the recent Netball World Cup in South Africa. Minister Olivia Grange made the announcement on Tuesday during a courtesy call with members of the team that claimed the bronze medal at the recent World Cup.
Each member of the Sunshine Girls team to South Africa, you will be receiving, it's going straight to your account, $300,000 each. And that's a token of our appreciation.
The minister also announced that members of the Sunshine Girls coaching staff would receive $200,000 each, while those on the management team would get $100,000. These payments are in addition to $20 million provided to Netball Jamaica by the ministry to support Jamaica's participation in the Netball World Cup.
I am very passionate about making sure that things are always right with you. I may not be able to make it perfect, but I do what I can. If you ask me, I will say to you, consider it done.
And that's it for JIS News today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.